Hey everybody, Mr. Quick here. Welcome back to the Flipped Class. Now, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I'm actually recording this video in July. I've got dogs barking in the background, got some burgers on the grill, and I'm just sitting here with a big smile on my face, because if you're watching this right now, that means you're back in school, and I'm here enjoying summer. Oh, wait a minute. If you're enjoying this right now, that means you're back in school, but that would mean I'm back in school too. Guess it's time to do some math then. Okay everybody, welcome to the Flipped Class. Today we're going to talk about going from decimals to fractions and then fractions to decimals. They can go back and forth. They're really two different ways of saying the same thing, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in class. But I did want to give you just a few quick examples. Here I have the decimal 26 hundredths, okay? And if I wanted to write that as a fraction, first of all, you literally, if you read it out loud, you say the fraction. When I read this, I say 26 hundredths. Well, 26 hundredths. That's it. It's as easy as that. They're equivalent. They're the same thing. 26 hundredths as a decimal, and over here I have 26 hundredths as a fraction. Another way to look at it would be I have the decimal 0.26 or 26 hundredths. I'm going to write the number that I see, and then the digit to the farthest right, the place value to the farthest right, which is in the hundredths place, tells me what's right below. So this decimal, that fraction, same thing. Okay, here I have, again, I'm gonna read it out loud, and I'm gonna write it just like I say it. Here I have 1 and 8/10. 1 is my whole number, 8/10 as my fraction. Okay, same thing. Digit to the farthest right is in the tenths place, so I know that my denominator is going to be 10. 1 is before the decimal, so I know that's my whole number, and my numerator then is 8. So 1.8 is the same as 1 and 8/10 written as a fraction. That's going from decimal to fraction. We can also go from fractions to decimals. Okay, you might see in a baseball game, if a hitter, say Moustakas, gets 3 out of 4 hits. He gets 3 hits 4 times at bat. You don't say, oh, he hit 3 out of 4 or 3/4. You say it as a decimal. So what we would do in this case is we actually divide the numerator by the denominator. I'm going to add zeros after my, that's a 0, I know it's kind of funky looking, after my decimal, okay, because I'm going to need that to create my decimal. I know this is going to be a decimal. I know it's less than 1. If it was more than 1, you'd have a whole number over here. Okay, 4 goes into 3. Well, it doesn't. 0 times, that doesn't work. I'm going to move my decimal directly up. So 4 did not go into 3, but does 4 go into 30? Yes, it does. 7 times. 7 times 4 is 28. I'm going to subtract. I get 2. Bring down my 0. How many times does 4 go into 20? I know that it works perfectly. Okay, there's not going to be anything left over because 4 times 5 is 20. Subtract, you have 0, nothing left over, no remainder. Okay, so 3/4 is the same as 75 hundredths. So like in baseball, they might say, oh, he hit 750 for the game. Well, you just know that that's 75 hundredths. They just add the 0 just to make everything equivalent. But yeah, 3/4, the same thing as 0.75 or 75 hundredths. Okay, let's do one more. We've got a mixed number here. I've got 5 and 2/3. Well, we're going to move the 5 and we're going to set it aside for a minute. We're going to put a pin in it. Now, it's very important that we remember that 5. The first thing we need to do is figure out the fraction and convert that to a decimal. So again, I'm going to take my denominator and I'm going to divide that by my, or excuse me, I take my numerator, divide that by my denominator. Okay? 3 does not go into 2, so it goes into 2 0 times. I'm going to move my decimal directly up. does 3 go into 20? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. 7 is too high, so 6 times. I'm going to put my 6 here. 6 times 3 is 18. I'm going to subtract. I get 2. I bring down my 0. 3 goes into 20. Well, I just did that. Okay, I'm going to put a 6 here. 6 times 3 is 18. Subtract, I have 2. I have to bring another 0 down. I know I don't have it written here, but you know we can add as many zeros as we need to. Since there is a remainder, I bring another 0 down. 3 goes into 20. 6 times. Okay, are we starting to see a pattern? This is what's called a repeating decimal. 2/3 is equal to 0.66. And I could write a bunch of more 6s because it would just keep going on. But the way I'm actually going to write that would look something more like this. Okay, put a line over the top that shows it's repeating. So I know that 2/3 is the same as 0.6 repeating, 0.6666666. Okay, I've got my 5, which I put a pin in it. Now I just need to combine the 2, and I end up with 5.6 repeating. Okay, be prepared to do some division, to do some math, to work on this, and I'll see you in class next time.